New boss powers are absolutely broken, already hitting for trillions of damage, but you have to make a build that is all about the boss power. So you're not making a core skill build, a blood surge or earthquake, or no, you're making a boss power build. In this case, it's Belial's Eye Beam together with a lot of shadow damage the Necromancer does. How do we get this now to go for trillions? And why is this good in case of Season 8, but bad for the future of Diablo? First, what are we doing? How does it work? And good news already, because all the classes have a build with the new boss powers that can go absolutely bonkers. But you gotta look at what damage they do. Harbinger's Hatred is fire damage, and Darrett's Flaming Skull, also fire damage. And in the case of Belial's Eye Beam, it is corruption damage, shadow damage over time. And right now, at the current moment, it is scaled up to 46 million damage already. If I drink a potion, these eye beams shoot out. And they're already doing 20 billion without me doing anything bonus. And every 5 seconds I can do this again. And that's my main source of damage. Now, these billions already sound a lot, but if you're looking at a pit 90, I need hundreds of billions of damage to basically kill something. And no other Necro skill, yes, they nerfed Blood Wave, is actually able to do this amount of damage right now. So without the boss powers, we wouldn't even get it done. Now, since Belial's Eye Beam is corruption damage, everything that does bonus darkness damage, bonus corruption damage, scales this beam. I, for example, have the Even Piercer Amulet with Reaper's Pursuit, 11 ranks, bringing it up to 15 ranks in total. For each darkness skill in your action bar, you get 30% more damage. With 4 skills in the bar, that's already another 120% multiplier for my Eye Beam. But in order to make it go really crazy, other boss powers are needed. First, we get the Averse Explosive Ore. Activating your main boss power, drinking a potion, spends all your primary resource to increase its damage by 3.4 per resource point spent. I have 203 resource. The interesting part being, with Soul Rift, I can maintain full resource, and if I drink potion, I actually have full resource still. And that's because of the perfect rune setup. Again, I'll drink my potion, that will activate the power and should deplete all my resource, but it doesn't. Why not? Because we play this amazing combination of runes called Yak's Lum. Drinking a healing potion restores 140 primary resource. I drink, deplete it all, and restore it all back up with a little bit of resource generation just to straight up have it go all the way to 203. Second power going bonkers would be Andariel's Flaming Skull. Burning enemies take 40% more damage from your damage over time effects. 4 or 5 seconds after activating your main boss power, all your other attacks burn enemies. Which means that I activate my boss power and then I just burn the enemy. You can see that he's burning and he just takes more damage over time, making our billions go billions, go billions, go billions, go more. And lastly, we have Varshan's Lifesteal, which says activating your main boss power inflicts nearby enemies with another damage over time effect. Only for 2 seconds though. But if we scale everything up like crazy, that 5 million is already with the 40% from the Flaming Skull, on top of the Belial's Eye Beam anyways. And funny story, since we are a Necromancer, we have a paragon skill called Wither. Your corruption effects, damage over time, have a chance to deal bonus damage. In my case, that is a 71% chance to deal 314% bonus damage. Huh. On top of that, 690% bonus damage we have anyways already because of us casting the skill with full maximum resource and all the multipliers going on. Truly making you just have an absolute calamity of a build. And nothing else actually does damage. So I could activate this and I could, for example, throw my blights, but that would do 10, 20 million here. I can do some corpse explosions to scale my damage and my basic skills, and I can get more essence when I actually throw my bone spears. Yeah, it's a little trick here. But nothing of this does damage, right? All of this is just millions, but as soon as I activate my beam, suddenly hundreds of billions of damage just ticking down. The thing is, that's also needed. I have cleared a pit 95. Barely. 2 minutes left. Let's go into a pit 85 and see what hundreds of billions of damage actually do. They allow me to go through the dungeon, yes, but it is by no means like I would have to have the character absolutely maxed out like I do, right? My glyphs are level 100. Everything is crazy. I drink my potion and we actually do damage. They die. But only because I do hundreds of billions of damage. If I wasn't, there would nothing be happening. It is a fun gameplay loop though, for the I-beam, that every 5 seconds I drink a potion and everything just crumbles around me. But again, I have level 100 glyphs. And during a pit 85, I would usually have a maximum of level 75 glyphs. I would not have higher glyphs. So I am stronger than I would actually be at this point and not be able to do what I'm doing. So it does seem plenty crazy strong, but it's also absolutely necessary if the pit stays in the difficulty it is at. The cool thing is that every class has a build like this. Sorceress can do some crazy stuff with fire damage. Barbarian has also fire damage and bleed. The Necromancer could probably scale some critical strike, and there is lightning skill damage that you can also go crazy with. Let me show you a Barb prototype, and then we'll talk about why it's actually bad for the game. Because right now, this is good, because it basically makes the game work. It makes a fun season. Because the season of the boss powers, truly boss powers, trying to scale them up, trying to find a combination that's insane. We're not just playing another Dust Devil, Earthquake, Bone Spear, Blood Wave, whatever Necromancer. Nah, we are making something intriguing work with the seasonal powers. In the case of the Barb, for example, it is Lord Zer's blood pool. If I hit an enemy, there's a pool of blood going below it that does bleeding damage. We do damage over time too. This will get boosted by the Harbingers of Hatred Volley, more vulnerable damage, and also by Andarit's Flaming Skull together with the Avarice Explosive Ore. What happens is I pretty much slap the dude and 200 million. We're already going for the billions of damage as well. Then we do more blood below it, and suddenly we're sitting with everything we're doing at the potential of also having 10, 20, 30, 40 billion damage happening. And that's just me stumbling around and making something that is okay working. See, there's like the highest I've done so far is 30 billions with this combination. But this is me just stumbling around and having fun, right? And it still works. It's cool. It's fun. You get something nice and laughable happening. There's a lot of combinations and possibilities. But now we're coming to the problem. Because we have the boss powers, and I am barely able to do pit 80, 95. I could maybe do pit 100. If I prior boosted my character with a PTR boost and actually have the 300 paragon points and everything level 100. Otherwise, without the boost, I wouldn't be able to get to the point where I'm at right now. So the difficulty is possible somewhere with what we're doing, but what happens then with the next season where we don't have the boss powers? Because then suddenly you might be able to do pit 55, maybe 65 or 70, and that's going to be it then. We will continuously need boss powers to go further. So for season 8, this is good and this is fun, and I'm really looking forward to make more builds. And I also put the whole build, the whole Necromancer build in the description below if you already want to try it yourself out on the PTR. And please do share in the comments below your own ideas. Did you find something out with Urivar's Law bombs, for example, or some of the others? Did you get something crazy running? Share it away. Here's a link to the live stream that is running the build if you want to see how we came up with it and put it together. And, well, tell me your thoughts, and I wish you a fantastic, good rest of your days.